We are here on Star Station. These two players have already duked it out once. The guy who won the first game is going to be spawning in the top left spawn location of this ironed out observer map. Rifkin will explain that later. He is the purple Terran player, Complexities QXC.
QXC, so awesome, quote Game of Thrones. Well, his opponent in the lower right corner of the map, he's blue, he's Zerk, he is playing for StarCraft Ascension. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up, it's Jon Snow. And of course, he doesn't have his own Twitter. Oop, well, that's the Reddit thread. Let me delete that, that's going to take forever. @.SCA is their Twitter if you guys want to follow them. Again, a lot of these players on StarCraft Ascension, Jon Snow himself, only 16 years old. It's a lot of young kids getting together who are really good at StarCraft. So they just kind of operate underneath the team Twitter for the time being. I imagine, you know, as they get more into this and as they grow into professional players, they will eventually start self-branding themselves. But if you guys want to keep up to date with anything going along related to StarCraft Ascension and their players, check out their Twitter. And of course, a quick nod to the sponsors of this, Copper Code Labs. They do a lot of website stuff, guys. Check out them. They are the ones supplying the prize for this map. Copper Code Labs, also one of the sponsors of StarCraft Ascension. And honestly, quite cool to be, you know, kind of a little, I guess, lesser-known company that supports esports. We need more of those.
We definitely do, Rifkin. Well, we actually see this game opening already differently from the first one. Jon Snow is going to be going for the hash first, perfectly standard. But QXC is going to be opting to go Rax and then Gas. Or was that even Gas first? No, I think it was Rax and Gas. Yeah, it was. So he's going to be going for a Reaper opening. Very, very strong on this map. There's just so much area so that you can sort of use to hop into your opponent's base on this map. So, and of course, it is cross-only, so they know where each other are.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, I don't like this map in any matchup whatsoever when it's not cross-only. I've got nothing really against Star Station, but it presents a lot of the problems that Antigua used to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely see what you mean, especially in TVP.
Man, oh, by the way, how happy were you to hear that Terrans could no longer exploit the Vespene geysers? Did you get to see any of that while it was live?
No, I didn't.
What you could
Like,
do...
I saw they changed it, but I didn't understand.
Yeah, what you could do is you could build the refinery and cancel it, because, you know, SCVs, they move through the buildings as they build. If you spam stop, it would stop in the middle of the geyser, and nothing melee could reach it. So you would just permanently block that geyser forever. And there's just...
until they had a ranged unit?
Well, how you like Protoss, for example, how are you going to get a ranged unit without gas?
Yeah.
So it's pretty ridiculous.
Wow.
So that was one of the big changes recently. So I mean,
that's
tactics...
annoying.
Well, I mean, I only bring this up because Jon Snow's gone for a gas steal, and that was kind of the advanced Terran tactics of gas stealing.
Yeah, well, actually, this is pretty nice. Basically, stealing the gas has multiple uses. First of all, of course, you only allow your opponent to take one gas, so QXC isn't going to want to go mech super fast off this, because it's going to be so difficult for him to grab that second gas, especially with him not having a second base up yet. So he's probably going to be forced to stay on barracks for a while. He could go for a bit of a bio opening into mech, but I think we're more likely to see bio out of him this game. And the other things, actually, we'll hold that thought. We do have a couple Reapers moving in here to the natural base. And a couple of Lynx are out, taking a few shots. No drone losses just yet, but the Queens are going to be able to defend this reasonably well.
Yeah, I mean, these Zerglings unfortunately getting shot away here. Jon Snow not using his Queen, now moving it in. And it's very annoying trying to hold off these Reapers in the early game. Because, of course, they're not going to come in and like do a massive amount of damage at once. They're going to keep coming back again and again and again. And until that speed kicks in, that metabolic boost, there's no real good way to deal with them. But QXC actually not letting these Reapers heal before going back in. Might lose one. 6 health. Oh, cutting it so close, Penguin.
3 Reapers. This is not standard. Generally, you stop at 1 or 2. 3 Reapers is really scary. They can do so much damage. They can kill off a Queen in 1 or 2 sort of trips in, and it looks like they will actually go for this Queen.
But metabolic boost is so close. I mean, once that speed kicks in...
It's still 30 seconds away, 20 seconds away. He could pick off this Queen before then. There is another
Actually, he will almost certainly pick off this Queen. Trying to run for its life right now. It does have 8 health remaining. And Zerglings will chase this off for the time being, but... Yeah, it's you can't really afford to lose a Queen like this in the early game. They're so important. They're so expensive, too.
Yeah, he actually saves the Queen, though. It looks like QXC's going home. That's pretty nice. Anyway, I was talking about the gas steal. So basically, the things that this gas steal can do, if your opponent's going for Marines, you can tell whether he's going to be putting on aggression or whether he's going to be sort of clearing out that gas. Because if he has guys going for the gas, attacking the gas, he's obviously not using those to be aggressive. Hold that thought once again. We have lanes pushing forward into this sort of a Reaper Hellion
This is
wall.
that beautiful composition I was wondering where it was last game. Because of course when you get lots of Reapers out, it's going to force Zerglings. Well, what's good against Zerglings? Hellions. And coupled with the Reapers, I mean the Reapers stay in the front lines, they soak the damage and the hits from the Queens, while the Hellions, they don't take any damage. And of course the Reapers will just heal, so it's often not a big deal, but there's a lot of Zerglings here for Jon Snow. He should be able to hold this, I feel.
Yeah, he should. He has another queen back there at the natural that he can use if he needs to. I'd kind of like to see him go 4 queens. Obviously, he's practiced this a lot of times. He prefers 3 queens. Personally, I prefer 4 queens. We also have a very early third base coming up. It's not as early as last game, but this is still relatively early, all things considered.
This queen is really ballsy, Penguin. Bold, to say the
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, I like that he's switching the queens around. He's going for the high health queen. And he is focusing down the Hellions with queens, so it is permanent damage they're dealing. They're not just doing damage that's going to be sort of regenerated.
Jon Snow tried to go for that surround, man, but there's just too many Hellions here.
Oh, nice. He does pick up one. And Hellion's coming back in once again for another poke. He is going to go for the low health one. He should pick that off. Is he going to lose the queen? No, not yet. The Ling's coming and save it.
Some great control on the QXE here, though. Pulling the Reapers back, pulling the Hellions back. I mean, it's just classic hit-and-run tactics. Does suffer a couple losses, but I mean, realistically, look at the resources lost. He has just been...
Oh, the Ling's. Sorry. He just lost a lot of Lings
Yeah,
there.
he's been doing so much damage.
Yeah, this is pretty tough to hold, but Jon Snow's gone for such an early third base and a macro hatchery, so he's going to be going very, very Ling heavy this game.
And not to mention, Baneling Nest and the upgrade's going to be kicking in here shortly. I mean, the thing about QXE, any Terran player always has to worry about, like, you apply the pressure to a Zerg player, but if you put too much, you might just snap, and all of a sudden you got to deal with a counter all in. Widowmine's coming out, though, will make this a lot easier for him to worry about. Looks like I've lost Penguin on the call for the time being. Let that try and redown if it doesn't connect, but Widowmines are burrowed in position. Jon Snow has got to be so careful with the way he moves forward. He's already struggling, quite frankly, to deal with these Hellions. Let's see if I can check on my co-caster here. Hey, I don't know what just happened. I got Penguin back on the call. Hello? Alright, well, I'll just do solo casting for the time being. I'm in a Skype call with him. I don't know what's happening. But yeah, QXG, I mean, with these Widowmines burrowed where they are, Jon Snow's only really left with one option. That's to go north and all the way around if he wants to do some counter-aggressive stuff. It's going to be very difficult to engage into so many Hellions when he knows there's Widowmines there as well. And oh no, he's got to be careful. Zerglings are spreading nicely. But oh, pop goes the Weasel. A lot of the Zerglings do fall, but finally, Jon Snow should be able to clean this up. We'll also get the Widowmine in at the same time. And yeah, just continuing to move across the map. Not going to be distracted by these Hellions. He knows they're low. They're not really that big of a threat. Queens will clean this up, but QXE, he's got a lot of Marines at home waiting. But Jon Snow, just out of range of the scan, morphing in so many Banelings. 16 on the way. They do not have speed yet. This is really key here, because QXE, I believe, does have stim. Yes, he does. So it's going to be very difficult to slow Bane into a huge mass of Marines. And more Zerglings morphing, but here we go. Baneling's speed just kicks in, and we see them advance forward. Tank on the high ground doing a ton of splash damage, but the Banelings do not quite connect. What are their targets here is the big question. They're not hitting the Marines. They got some of the SCVs, but a lot of this was pulled. Enough damage is being caused here, I feel, though. Only 9 workers, sorry, not enough damage here is being caused. This tank on the high ground is being the hero for QXE. 11, 12 kills, covering most of this base, saving a lot of these workers. And Jon Snow is forced to come back home, losing a lot for that very, I guess, unrewarding aggression. QXE doing a great job too. Having his third base up, I mean, last game on Acheron Waste, he was essentially up a base for the majority of the game against Jon Snow. Jon Snow doesn't want to let that happen again this game. Already has his 4th on the way. Mutalisk coming too, so we're going to see that very classical Mutaling Bane composition against Terran Bio. And I feel like the problem is a lot of Zerg players, I can't say that Jon Snow will do this. I've seen him not do this. The problem with this composition, I feel, is a lot of Zerg players, they over-make Mutalisks. And if the point of the Mutalisks, you don't engage Marines, you don't engage Widowmines with the Mutalisks. They're there to catch and snipe the medevacs. But if you get too many Mutalisks, then suddenly you don't have enough ground forces to live after you've, soaked those first 7 Widowmine hits. But I guess the key factor is QXE has no Widowmines with this push. Only Marines coming in. Are there Banelings? No, they're just morphing it at home, so he's going to rely primarily on Zerglings. Nice hit. Oh my god, it's just like rolled out of the car, picked up those Marines, and got right back up here on the high ground. QXC doing a great amount of damage and retaining so many of these Marines. Some great pickup control here. But there are Banelings now. Jon Snow's got to be careful. Dropping one at a time is the most efficient way to waste those Banelings. And these Marines once again being saved. QXC with some immaculate control here, to say the least. And Jon Snow being run ragged again this game. It's just not easy trying to deal with this. We have more Zerglings, but he knows, yep, it's just going to be picked up again and again and again. Meanwhile, QXC at home, let's take a look. He's got another command center on the way. A lot of units sort of massed out here, but I love the positioning of these tanks. They are so good. They cover everything. And I'm going to try calling Penguin back one more time while we've got a bit of a lull here. He's got about 3 rings before I give up. But we have the Mutalisks out on the field now. And Marines, I mean, they're going to try and get around, do what they can, and that ring is going to drive me nuts. Penguin, pick up. But okay, QXC gonna start pushing. He's got the tank with his army. Are you here? Hello?
Yes, this time it works.
Great, excellent. Hi, welcome back, Penguin.
Hi.
That was
Alright,
awkward.
So, that was awkward. You sounded like a robot to me.
Right now?
Anyway, we have mutas. No, before. Now you're fine.
Okay, whatever. We'll
Alright,
ignore
so-
that happened. But yeah, this
Yeah.
big push from QXC is looking very scary. There are no Widow Mines with this, though. The one sort of thing Jon Snow is going for him is he can flood Lings if necessary.
He can. He has a lot of money banked up. Looks like this base is going to be very difficult to hold. One
Just
on the map has a
evacuating.
lot of links. He is going to be able to come on in. There is a drop going down at the same time. 2 drops, so he's being spread really, really thin here by QXC.
And
QXC
so
killing
many
off a lot of
workers.
stuff. This is actually pretty sloppy by Jon Snow. Loses the 4th as well. He should not have let these
He's
drops
losing
get in.
everything.
He is.
Drones trying to... Actually, the drones drilling are blocking out the Zerglings. This one Marine in the back of the mineral line here. 8 kills cannot be touched.
Yeah, that was devastating. 21 workers killed and a base. QXC is ahead by 40 supply. 50
Oh, but
supply
there's
now.
so many Widow Mines here. 3 of them do snipe off most of that, the forward aggression, and scares Jon Snow back. He's got these great Banelings, but he can't use any of them for fear of combination of tanks and Widow Mines.
More Marines moving forward as well. More Widow Mines. Just a parade push coming out of QXC right now. And, I mean, Jon Snow, he's really far behind at this point in supply and pretty much in everything. He's going to have a very hard time dealing with this. One Muta doesn't go down. He actually doesn't lose any Mutas to those
Both
bios.
just barely escape, but they got that regen
Yeah.
that will kick in. Oh, but QXC with some of the best pickup control this game ever, Penguin.
Yeah, he's actually controlling his units amazingly. But the Mutas are going to be able to catch the tanks a little out of position. 1 tank goes down, 2 tanks go down. And
But the
Jon
problem
Snow
is...
trying so hard to hold this, but the problem is even if he holds this,
QXC's
up
on
to
4
4
base.
bases.
Yeah, he's trying to establish his own 4th at the moment, but he's taking such heavy losses. Another one might hit will go off.
Oh, God.
Picks up a Mutalisk.
Look at the resources lost, Tabriskin.
I mean, yeah, that kind of tells the tale of this game. We got another push coming here. Widow Mine still living from that first battle. Not going to make this any easier for Jon Snow to deal with. So many Banelings.
Yeah, the Banelings aren't going to be seen before they do morph, so of course QXC will have prior warning. There isn't really that much bio here, though, so this is just a huge gas investment that's not actually going to trade cost efficiently.
No, look at that spread from QXC as well. Widow Mines are going to focus down these Mutalisks if Jon Snow's not
Oh,
careful.
God.
Losing so much that good game well played. Game 2.
QXC, man!
He's been out of the scene for a little bit, but who cares? He's playing like a beast.
He is playing like a beast.